Hi guys, it's me Ty here, coming from Da Nang, Vietnam, and today I'm going to tell you guys about my um, first time coming here to Vietnam. Since I this is my first time, and what I thought of it and everything. So my plan here was I was going to take the bus from Phnom Penh to Ho Chi Minh City because it's only sometimes it's $19, but I paid extra for a bus that had a toilet on it. So that was $34. And I already made that a previous video of that, so you guys can watch that of me um, doing the currency exchange and also me getting a SIM card here. So yeah, watch that video. But this is more about my thoughts, is what this video is going to be about. So my plan had been that I really want to go to Da Nang because um, Ho Chi Minh City, I don't know. I guess I just didn't have that much of a desire to go there, but I want to at least say that I've been there. You know, it's the old Saigon. It's um, and there. So with me spending a month here is the plan. I just arrived pretty much here in Vietnam, so I got pretty much an entire month left, and I want to spend 1 week in Ho Chi Minh City, and then the entire remainder of it I wanted to spend in Da Nang. So when I got off the bus in Ho Chi Minh City, that that drops you guys off right in um, the tourist area, so you guys don't have to worry about trying to navigate the city really. So I did. I got my hostel. I had no issues there, um, and I did the touristy things. I went to I think it's called like Vane Bien Street. It's the walking street where they have all the bars and the dancing girls and the loud music and all that kind of stuff. And I went to that once a night for 2 nights or whatever, and it yeah, it really wasn't that great actually. And then I also did the Ben Thon Market, which is like a big touristy thing there too. It's a big flea market. It's in a huge building. So got to walk through there, and I did that 2 days in a row or whatever. And they have like the best, or they have like a really good currency rate exchange there or whatever. I got over I think I got 25,160 Dawn for my dollars. Whereas when I exchanged my money at the bus station, when I arrived in Ho Chi Minh City, I only got 24,500. Just a terrible exchange rate. And then I also walked all the parks in the middle of that area in that neighborhood. And the thing I have to say about it there is Ho Chi Minh City is not a very walkable city. To cross the streets, it was a pain in the butt. Uh, and like me, if any of you guys have watched like my previous videos, like me, I love walking everywhere. It's something that's very important to me. Like the things that I love in life, I love going for long walks. I love swimming, and I love watching movies. So it yeah, it just kind of really wasn't my vibe there. So after only 2 days, I went ahead and I purchased my plane ticket out of there. It just felt that it just yeah wasn't my vibe, and 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 I'm probably different than a lot of people because like I said, with me living in Cambodia and working there, so many of the foreigners that come over there for like their visa runs, the English teachers from Vietnam, and my buddy from that came up from Thailand because he got his girlfriend pregnant and had to make wanted to extend his visa or whatever so he could be there for the birth of his baby and everything. Um, they all were anxious to get the hell out of Cambodia. They're like, we only come here for our border runs, and me, I love the shit out of Cambodia. They're just like they're my people. I like the vibe. It's such a walkable city over there, and it is yeah, it's perfect for me. Anyways, so yeah, Ho Chi Minh City, I didn't really care for it. So after only 2 days, I flew up to Da Nang on my domestic flight. And the thing I have to say about Da Nang is for being almost the size of Phnom Penh, which for me, Phnom Penh is a perfect size city, 2.3 million people. We are 2.1 million people, and it kind of has it's set up a lot like Phnom Penh because Phnom Penh, you're right on the river is where I lived, so it takes all the pollution away, so you don't have to worry about having a sore throat and everything like you have in Bangkok, Thailand after 2 weeks of being there. Um, that's how it is here too because we're right on the ocean, and it's rainy season right now, so it's actually really almost kind of cold here. So your clothes never dry out, and it's super windy. It blows the people's chairs away. If you walk along the beach, it's blowing sand in your eyes and everything. But as for walking around the city, it's really easy to navigate. But the city is very spread out compared to Phnom Penh, Cambodia. Phnom Penh, everything is all in one area. You can just walk around and get all of your amenities, everything. It might be kind of a long walk, but it's doable. Whereas Da Nang here, you have kind of two districts. You have the where the beach is, and then up across the river is where the city center is, and all the big shopping malls and stuff like that. And that is not walkable. That is something that you are going to want to take a taxi for. And I also think here in Da Nang, the foreigners are different than any foreigners that I've experienced in all the other countries. Like most foreigners, they kind of keep to themselves and everything. Here, you say hi to a foreigner, they will instantly say hi to you. And these foreigners are from, Europe, Africa, India, uh, Maldives, all this places, and yeah, just everybody's so friendly. The locals are really friendly here too. Um, the city is really clean here in Da Nang. They have trash cans all over the place to throw your garbage away, so there's no excuse for having to litter out here. And the business owners, if you have to use the bathroom, they're really good about letting you use their restroom when you're going for a long walk. And um, what else around here? Oh, they have plenty of gym equipment down at the beach for you to do your pull-ups and your dips for your triceps. They have wash stations down at the beach where you can turn the spigot on and wash off your shoes and off your feet if you decide to go for a swim, which is really nice because that's what always sucks with me. I always wear socks with my sandals just because they eat into my feet so bad, and yeah, you almost have to take a shower after every time afterwards. Well, they're all set up here. I did not see any actual. They said they had showers or whatever, but they had a lot of stuff stored in them for you to actually, because like West Palm Beach, Florida, after you go swimming there, they have actual showers for you to actually wash yourself off completely here. And also, a lot of the restaurants here, when you're going for a walk, they actually have like this big vase or whatever outside. This thing's huge. I mean, this reminds me of like the Aladdin cartoons when we were kids, where Aladdin and the monkeys, they would always hide in that giant jar or whatever, and it would have the top on it or whatever when they're hiding from the Sultan's guards and everything. They have that outside of a lot of the restaurants here, along with a little spigot, and last times the spigot will have a hose going into there so you can wash your hands or your feet or whatever. And I'm glad they do because uh, with one of them, I stepped in some dog shit. It had just rained or whatever, so it was just freaking mushy. And I'd seen that dog shit for, I don't know, probably a couple days or whatever. I was just walked around it and it was kind of dry or whatever. Well, that time it was raining and and I stepped right in and boy, I was pissed. I thought I was gonna have to walk all the way home and wash off my shoes, but I saw right around the corner there's a fancy restaurant. It had one of those vases and it had a spigot with a garden hose going up in it. And I was able to spray them all my shoes off and everything. So that was nice that it had that. And then another thing I noticed around here too is that we don't have all the wild dogs like a lot of other places do. Like I, you see some people walking their dogs, but I think I've only seen like one dog on the loose around here, so that's kind of nice. I have not seen any feral cats around here. Any cats I've seen are actually in people's houses. So unlike Cambodia, where you can go to the temple and pet all the cats and everything. And on one of my other videos, it might have already been released before this one ever releases. Um, Here, if you guys want to see monkeys in the wild, there are a lot of darn monkeys. Not actually in the city of Da Nang, but when you walk out to the beach across the bay, there's a peninsula that comes out, and there's this giant white statue. It reminds me of Rio de Janeiro, where they have the giant white Jesus way up on the top of the mountain, and everyone hikes up it to see it or whatever. That's what they have here, and it's this one's not Jesus. It has something to do with like Chinese religion or whatever. And then there's also a giant Chinese temple up there, just like all the shoguns or Japanese people would have or whatever. And there's a whole bunch of them around there and they have beautiful music. And this complex is huge. And that is in another one of my videos. That's of my first. I think it's the video that's going to be that's titled "My First Experience Seeing Monkeys in the Wild." But yeah, when we got up there, there was little baby monkeys and big monkeys, and they were going through the trash cans, and some of the Chinese people I think were giving them bracelets, and the monkeys were chewing on them, trying to see if they were food. And yeah, it's pretty darn cute, you know. And the monkeys walked up to us, but I'm kind of leery about monkeys. I've heard how dangerous they can be, and that they will bite you and stuff like that. But like, yeah, some of the people, yeah, it's more Chinese tourists that are the ones that you worry about around here of doing stupid things that could end them up in trouble. One guy, he's trying to take a selfie with one of these monkeys right behind him. I was like, that darn monkey could pick your eyeballs out, you know, or something like that. They're strong. And then um so yeah, like that temple, like when we walked up there, I was just across the bay. I wasn't that far away, and I talked to a foreigner that had been walking back from there, and I was like, "Did you walk up to the giant statue up on the hill or up on the mountain?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "But just to give you warning, it's an hour and 10-minute walk from here." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And I thought he was full of bullshit because I was like, "I'm a pretty fast walker or whatever." No, it took like an hour to get up there because me and a young couple from Singapore, we were all walking together, and I have to give them credit. I mean, they were tough. The young man, he had um, a backpack on, which I sure as heck wouldn't want to be carrying a backpack. And the girl, she wasn't carrying nothing, but she made the trek. I mean, she was tough. And I see that there was a whole bunch of steep steps going straight up the statue when we got to that point, and they're like they were standing there kind of inquisitive. They weren't sure if they should take them or not. And I was like, yeah, I talked to a foreigner, and he said that yeah, there's a path leading right up to there. This must be it or whatever. And so we walked up to the top of it, and we actually got to a fence, but we were able to crawl under the fence, and we walked through kind of a little drainage canal, and then we kind of had to walk up uh, the sloped concrete, and we were right up there. So uh, I guess it wasn't the right path, but I'm still glad I took it. It was a lot shorter than walking the other way around. So got to see all that stuff. They want you to take off your shoes for inside of any of the temples, so I did that. And like I said, it took a long time up there. I didn't realize that that complex is that huge and it's all free. So I decided that I decided not to walk back down those steep steps just because it was they were so steep and it was wet on them, and I thought I might slip and fall or something. And plus, I had my nice clothes on too. I didn't want to if I was sliding down on my butt, I didn't want to get them all stained and everything. So I decided to walk the path or the road down that all the buses and the taxis take, which I was dreading that because halfway down in every loop I saw a Grab taxi driver sitting down there waiting for a desperate tourist that was decided they were going to walk down, but then they get tired and he's there waiting for them. So yeah, they were all over me there, and I was like, nope, nope, I'm walking back. And I probably didn't get back until about 6:30. It was a long walk, you guys. So, but at least it was all downhill walking down there. Um, so what else about it? Um, yeah, people are seem very active around Da Nang here too. Um, a lot of foreigners, but a lot of the local Vietnamese. Everybody likes riding their bikes. They all like jogging. The men and the women both are out jogging and everything. So yeah, by the time I got back, I know like Will Travel's YouTube channel here. He always says, you know, if you get the banh mi, which is that's kind of the most common food I've seen around here in Vietnam. It's a Subway sandwich. You can get it with either pork, chicken, and I think they might have one that's like chicken and beef mixed together or whatever. And he said you should never pay over 20,000 dong for them. Well, sometimes I do. Like the place that you find them for 25 or 20,000 dong, they're like using like spam, like cheap meat in them, like almost lunch meat. And then so there's a fancy restaurant that I go to, and they have like they kind of make shitty pork ones. Like in Ho Chi Minh City, the neighbor lady for me, she makes them for 30,000 Vietnamese dong, and they got three hamburgers or hamburger patties in them. They're big. They're made out of pork or whatever, and they are so good. But your money doesn't go as far in Da Nang. You kind of get you pay the same price, but you get shittier food, or you pay more shittier quality. I guess. I guess it just comes down to that. Like in Ho Chi Minh State, that lady, she'd always have like a line of 5 people behind her, so her profit margin must have been. She didn't need as high of a profit margin because she got so many customers. Whereas Da Nang here, the restaurants are pretty much begging you to come in there because it's there aren't that many people here in Da Nang. So, so yeah, I decided to go to this Cora or whatever, this restaurant that I go to quite often or whatever, and they make shitty uh, pork banh mi sandwiches, but they make really good chicken ones. And the nice thing about there is you always get a free coffee or a free juice with it or whatever. And I always ask for and of course they're not written in English. They translated them for me. The server always does, and I always get the passion fruit one. And I was like, yep, I definitely need something that's gonna have some electrolytes for me after that long of a walk because it really took it out of me. So yeah, I paid my 40,000. Yeah, they could tell that I was pretty darn tired. So um, yeah, and let's see, what are my other thoughts here on Da Nang? Like I said, it's kind of cold here. You won't need a sweatshirt or nothing, but like I said, your clothes here, 3 days, they're still not gonna be dried out. You're better off setting them outside here, kind of where the motorbikes are, maybe for a couple days. It takes at least a lot of the moisture out of it, but for that third day, put them in your hotel room where at least the fan is going, and that'll help to dry them out. Um, and my personal opinion on Vietnam so far, like I said, I haven't been here that long yet. I got here the night of the 19th, and then of course I slept probably for the next day because I had such a bad cold, and I still have a little bit of a cold here. But I'd still say I prefer Cambodia over here. Just I don't know, it just seems kind of boring for my personality, but I'll still try and find deals for you guys here and see how everything else goes here. So, all right, and oh yeah, I don't know if I put it in any of the other videos, but this is definitely something you guys are gonna want to be aware of because it's making the news like crazy around here. Um, Laos is next on my itinerary here. I already bought the Laos plane ticket, and according to um, all the Google research I found, you do not need a visa to get into Laos. It's a visa on arrival. I believe it's like $40. You just pay them in US dollars, so you better have the exact amount. Um, so that's the route that I'm planning on going. Is I'm just gonna pay for it in cash when I arrive. That visa, and my plan there too was it was going to be the exact same plan as Vietnam. Uh, you have to fly into Vientiane because that is their only international airport, just like Ho Chi Minh City is the international airport here. And I really wanted to go to Vain Vien. Everybody's like, yeah, we just love Vain Vien. That they're like that place is so awesome. But um, and then for Vientiane, that is okay. So Vientiane, every single person I talked to that's been there, their exact words were, "It's just another dirty old city or whatever." Well, we've had a lot of deaths of tourists over in Laos right now. It's been making the news, all headlining everywhere. 6 tourists have already died from methanol poisoning, and the cops are not aware if it was adulterated by somebody that's malicious, kind of like what the United States is going through right now with the fentanyl, where they're lacing the drugs, they're lacing food, they're trying to kill off the American people. So they're not really aware. They're doing an investigation right now. They're not sure if China is trying to kill off tourists here or whatever with them adulterating these drinks or whatever, or if um, the alcohol here that it's just not up to specs of how they make it. And I believe, and they were saying that methanol is used to make alcohol here. It's just that they weren't getting it, getting all of it out of there or whatever. And me, I don't drink. I haven't drank in years, anyways. I gave up alcohol a long time ago, but um, I'm not going to risk it. I'm the type of person that even when we went through the Ebola outbreak in the United States, where the United States did not have a cure, and Obama told all of us, is like, um, if we don't have a cure for you guys, do not fly, whatever. So I did not fly. I didn't want to be anywhere near this, and my family was flying, and me, I didn't fly for like 2 years. I was that afraid of it. So me, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna be going to the Indian, even though I'm not gonna be drinking alcohol. I'm not freaking risking it because if they are adulterating drinks, they could be adulterating people's food and everything up there. So it'll be an entire month probably in the capital city there of Vientiane. So all right, if you guys like this content, like, share, and subscribe, and I will keep kicking out videos here from Da Nang, Vietnam here for the next month on how to save you guys money and my thoughts as a first timer here. So, all right, take care, you guys.